Hello my beautiful people and welcome to my channel. In this space I'm going to be sharing with you monthly general tarot readings as well as my TikTok lives, and I'll also be sharing with you essential oil education and, excitingly, my podcast interviews for my podcast. I'm Kitty O'Brien and thank you so much for joining me here. So for the best free online tarot readings and for the most accurate tarot readings, hit that little bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video, and the subscribe button. Hey guys! So I thought I'd do a quick reading for... Hang on, let me get my piece of paper because I can't remember. Sorry, I got my piece of paper now. I'm going to do a reading for Scorpio. For anybody wondering what just happened, I've got EDS syndrome, so sometimes I get like the worst brain fog and I start a sentence and I'm like, actually, where's this going? And it just goes straight out my head. So I write everything down, and that also helps if you're severely dyslexic, which is what I am as well. So I've got some exciting news before I start the reading. I have so many decks, so I've got loads of stuff to say. Starting a membership site, doing all the recording this month for it, and learning how to build a membership site. Very, very interesting. But also, I've been asked to bring my beloved tarot cards to work today, and I work in a psychiatric ward. So it's going to be really interesting. I'm not bringing this deck. No one touches this deck but me. I'm bringing... So I've got duplicates of decks, which sounds a bit odd, but I got them with this amazing magazine series, which I have to start back up again. And like, you can stop it and start it whenever you want, which is great for budgets. And I've got thousands of tarot decks now. So the ones that I don't really use, I'm going to bring in. So this is Radiant Wise. Highly recommend. One of the best oracle decks from Rebecca Campbell, The Healing Waters. And it goes, the healing waters are within you. I mean, the way, you can't quite see that, the way this deck is composed down to the box, it's just, I mean, go to the Hay Gallery, or the Hay House. Hay House is, I mean, that is a beautiful box and deck. And I'm also using the Magic of Essential Oils as well. And the reason why I like to show people the boxes and the decks is because if I see someone doing a reading, I like to know what cards they're using so I can buy them myself. So my hand is still very sore. I have problems with my joints down to the EDS syndrome. And yesterday when I was doing the reading for cancer, I felt like my mind was all over the place. Just because the pain can be a little bit distracting. I'm going to move these aside. Okay. And then, if I'm stuck on describing something, the Witches Tarot, which I'm studying with, and I will be doing specific witches readings on the membership site as well. So, excuse me, I jump in and use the book. Now, let's get started. Oh, my hand really hurts. So, let me just... I'm going to use some spray, I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. Oh, that's so much better. Right, Scorpios. You're thinking about travelling. Actually, not travelling. Overseas business. Now this, when I say that, a lot of people are like, what? 2 3s. I want you to look up angel numbers 3 for me, and there is a link I keep meaning to share. It's the most phenomenal angel numbers blog I've ever come across, and I will be sharing their link. 3 3. Oh, the 333 is the most sacred number for me at the moment. So we've got 2 3s already. So anyway, overseas in business, a lot of people don't relate to that, but actually if you use social media and you've got a website and you sell things or you buy things, that's all overseas, isn't it? It's just a different type. I think I look a bit blurry today in this video. Or maybe it's just my eyes. Wow. That shot across the room. You're going to be leaving your old life behind and starting a new chapter. And it's going to be a little bit rough to begin with. Okay, so there's no such thing as a bad card. Do not, if you've seen the devil, you probably already know that the devil just means acting on emotions that you feel morally bad about. Okay, it's not to do with sin. It's actually witches don't even believe in the devil. It's the horned goddess because we worshipped the animals we hunted and they were generally horned, like stags and goats and things like that. I've just clocked. Oh. Okay, we've got some big cards and I'm gonna... Oh my god. So there's like 78 cards in a deck. I was going to say 72 there. It depends what tarot deck you buy. There's only 4 kings and only 4 queens, right? You've got the Queen of Wands. You've got the... Sorry, you've got the King of Wands. You've got the King of Cups. You've got the Empress. You've got the Fool. You've got loads of major arcana. You've got an Ace as well. There's a lot of heavyweights. Well, it's the Scorpio actually reading. And you feel very... I mean, the King of Cups is... It does represent a Pisces, but it's like a proper Scorpio. Very armoured, but inside feeling... Why am I pulling more cards? I've done them all. Oh, okay. Because one more had to come. Right. Okay. We've had a few of these cards repeat. So if you go and look at my other readings, you will see that some of the cards are very similar. And we keep getting... I'm just going to wipe my camera. I don't know why I don't... There we go. I look terribly blurry. But I'm back now, so I look much better. I probably should have left it blurry. But anyway. Right, let's dive right in because I've got work soon. No, I'm not going to dive right in. I'm going to pull these because I always forget. This is going to support the future card. The ripple effect. And this, so that's going to go under these cards. Okay, one of the futures, and then these beasties, I'm going to read it along with the reading. Lemon Eucalyptus. Let's find that in the book. So we've got the future card is the King of Cups, which is about water. It's the element of water. Then we've also got the ripple effect, okay? So the way water moves when it's something, you know, when you splash in it, for example, it's the ripples. But also, it's like the domino effect. And then you look at lemon eucalyptus and it goes, let's go dancing in the puddles. And that's amazing. So actually I'm going to quickly read this and this will tie back right back into the reading. So it's the solar plexus chakra, personal power, radiance, cooperation and stability. And that really represents the kings. The King of Water, King of Cups, and the King of Wands. Okay? And it also is the Fool, personal power and radiance. And we know about the radiance part is because he's got the sun as well. So it's very literal. Astrological ruler is the sun, which is in the Fool card. So that's about expansion, brilliance, and the divine masculine. And the divine masculine shows up in the kings, okay? Sorry if I'm speaking really quick and skimming over stuff. The membership site's going to have longer, more extended readings. House of Leo, and that's interesting because we've got the Queen of Wands, and she represents a Leo as well, which is leisure, children, affection, romance, play, and taking action. The Fool represents play and taking action and leisure. And the Empress, which we also got, is children, affection, romance. And we know romance because it's the sign of Venus on there as well. And leisure, children, affection, romance, play, taking action is the Nine of Pentacles, which is your future card. So it's the element of air. And it makes so much sense because Scorpio is a water. Why we've got the outcome as the water card. But sorry, I got distracted there. Element of air, intellect, mental, beliefs, mindset, perspective, and paradigms. For those who don't know about paradigms, paradigms is the part of our brains that's conditioned, so it's the subconscious mind. So, are you working too much and need to make time for some fun? Look for the silver lining in any cloudy experience. It is time to cleanse away any darkness, past included, such as childhood or past life memories. Know that the universe unfolds in divine perfection, and even in the greatest of tragedies, you are gifted learning, growth, and resilience. Leave the nest of the mundane and fly in the direction of your dreams. Yes, yes, yes. Commune with the angels and the fairies. So, if you embrace this oil, that's breathe me in. So you're ready to embrace a better way of living each day. So, whilst I'm talking about this reading, I want you to hold a thought or question in your mind. Are you committed to suffering, or are you committed to freedom and abundance? So, if you think, no, I just can't tackle these problems right now, you're essentially rejecting lemon eucalyptus, which means that you continue to be weighed down by the baggage from the past. Now, if you do have lemon eucalyptus at home, I invite you to go grab that bottle. If you don't, I'll put the link in the description box. So, whenever a terrible event occurs or you are feeling down, place a drop of lemon eucalyptus in your hands and inhale her uplifting aroma. Ask yourself, how does it get better than this? Do the same when something good happens, challenging yourself to find greater levels of bliss. Also, diffuse, spritz, which is what this is. A little spritz like that. Oh, it's so good. I wish you could smell this through the phone. Sorry. Diffuse. The diffuser's upstairs in my son's bedroom. Because I put it on for him every night. Diffuse, spritz, and wipe surfaces regularly with lemon eucalyptus to cleanse your space. Okay? And if you want to know this, the animal guide is the honey eater. Oh, isn't that just amazing? So. Right now you are bogged down, and I can really see that. In the past you had the Fool. So I think in the past, there has been times in the past where you have felt more freedom, you felt more able to express yourself, you felt like times were better. December, by the way, guys, is going to start off a bit rocky, and then it's going to really improve towards the end and the beginning of the new year. But in the past, I can see you've had like a lot more freedom. It's the Fool, and the Fool is all about new beginnings. So even if it didn't happen quickly, your mindset was probably, right, I'm going to draw a line and move on now because I want to move on with my life. So, you just had better days. I mean, like the cost of living wasn't such a thing. The mortgage rates weren't so high. So like in the past, things were better. And also I feel like financially, if stuff is better, you're not so stressed out, are you? You don't feel like you have to work every hour under the sun. You don't have to keep saying to your kids, no, I can't afford it. You know, it just feels lighter. And I feel like when finances are flowing better, there is just less stress in your life, and that's just the way it is, because, you know, money doesn't bring you happiness, but it helps. I'm just saying it as it is. So that's why I've decided to set up my own business as well as working in the psychiatric ward. Now, what's going on right now? We've got the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands could mean business abroad. It could mean overseas trade, anything like that, or something's going on that's overseas. Because that's exactly what this card represents. And then what's coming up is an obstacle to this. And actually, I want to say Wands is the element of fire, and it also represents careers, okay? And water in tarot represents the subconscious mind, so the conditioning, and then the land represents the conscious mind. This is a great opportunity to use my book, because the Three of Wands means a lot. That's insane. I've just opened the book straight onto the Three of Cups. So you know what that means? That means this is the triple three, which is sacred to me at the moment. But my God, you need to look up 333 angel numbers and look up the angel number 3. Because this is big. This is big. I mean, you're going to start seeing 3s everywhere. You might already see 3s everywhere. So you might look at your phone and it says it's 33 minutes past 3. Or everything's 3. Let me just... The Three of Wands. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. Here we go. I've got it. So when the Three of Wands turns up in a reading, it illustrates a time of expectation. The querent, which is you, may be waiting for news about a project or proposal. The overall theme of this card is of optimism and active waiting. It shows the beginning of a project, okay, and the hope that comes from making plans for a new career or life. So not necessarily overseas, but new a new career, or new plans for a career, or just new plans and projects. Remember that things are always in motion, nothing is at rest, and change is constant. The Three of Wands usually represents the person receiving the reading. So this represents you. This card may also be nudging you towards taking on more of a leadership role at your work. This is a time of expansion and growth. Be like the Watcher in the Three of Wands. Keep a sharp eye and allow events to unfold. There is a reason to be optimistic and to have hope. The future looks bright. So, the keywords: active waiting, everything is in motion and everything is in constant motion, expansion, growth, taking on leadership role, keeping an eye for your future goal, and the future looks bright. Okay? But what's coming up as an obstacle is the burdens of the past, because this represents a heartbreak. Or heartache. This represents something that's gone on in the past. I don't feel like it's too recent, because we've got the Fool. Or it could have been after the Fool. The Fool could have happened, and then boom, something knocks you down. Okay? So this represents something's gone on. It could go back to childhood, as our lovely book says, with the lemon eucalyptus. But it's about, you're now at the other side, okay? And time heals all wounds. So ask yourself, okay, are you ready to embrace a better way of living each day and let go of this, because it's coming up as an obstacle, so it's something you need to be aware of, and let go of this? Or are you going to continue to be weighed down from the baggage of the past? So, and that's lemon eucalyptus. So ask yourself that question. Your hopes and your desires, or your desires and your dreams, is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands represents Leo as well, element of fire, and also careers, like we said, with the Three of Wands. So this is really stepping into your personal power. You know, the Queen of Wands is all about stepping into your personal power, being in a position of authority. She's a leadership role because she's a queen. So this is something you're probably calling in. She's also like, you know, she's working her way up the ladder, so to speak. So you could be a little bit career driven and you've got your eye on that goal, but what's holding you back is all this stress and stuff that's going on that you really don't need to bring with you. And I have a feeling, okay. So I normally don't jump to other cards, I work through them, but I am going to jump to the Devil, because the Devil is relevant to the Three of Swords. Now, and the Ace of Swords. Okay, so this card represents you, along with these two cards represent you, okay? Now, there's the Ace of Swords, which has come up. This is the anchor of the reading. So you have seen something, or you're beginning to see something with truth and clarity. The sword is pointing upwards, so you only see the truth of the matter. And it's like this divine, it's a little bit divine, it's from the universe, and that's why the hand is there. And the little cloud. So what I'm sensing is that something's happened. It's caused a lot of heartache, and you're seeing the situation for what it is, okay? And you're trying not to bring it, like, what's that phrase? Don't bring your problems to work. But sometimes it can happen, can't it? Now, especially when we're really deep feelers and thinkers, like the Scorpio. And we know with Scorpios as well, if they feel hurt, they tend to retract. So it's very much... so yeah, it can feel quite heavy and weighty, and sort of overwhelming. Now, the Eight of Cups represents the Hermit on the start of his journey. So he's starting to go up the mountainside, and he's leaving his life behind. He's deciding he's going to take a step back. He's going to deliberately retreat, and he's going to go and he's going to find himself again. and he's going to start looking inward and listening to that inner compass. Now, when something happens in our lives and it's really difficult, and we start seeing the situation for what it really was, sometimes you just want to draw a line and move on. Now, this Fool could have represented a really happy marriage, for example, and then you find out that that person's probably had an affair, for example. It caused a lot of heartache. It's getting in the way of all other aspects of your life. You see why it happened now, and the whole truth has come out, and you just want to draw a new line, move on, okay? So take what resonates to you, because this is an example, and this is where the Devil's come up. So the Devil can represent affairs. It can do. It can represent people being deceitful. So you might decide not to leave them. You might decide to stay with the person and try and move on and heal from it. Or you could be the one who's actually had the affair and it's affected your partner and you've got all this guilt. That can happen as well. These are examples. So the Devil also represents us not being... the Devil represents deceit. Okay, so not being truthful and not being honest. Now, that's with other people around you, but also yourself, because sometimes we just don't want to face the truth and we lie to ourselves. We lie to ourselves. We're like, no, I'm going to put the blinkers up. No. And that can also represent the Devil, because you're lying to yourself. And it also represents acting on emotions that you feel guilty for. So, for example, if you're a people pleaser and it's just got out of control and you're being drained and you turn around and say no to somebody, that can make you feel really awful, like you've done something wrong, but you haven't. Hi guys, I'm so sorry for the change of look suddenly. My storage ran out and then I had work. So I went to work and came back and I thought I would carry on, but I've put my hair up and it's all a bit fluffy now and my makeup's all wonky and it's all good, it's all good. So we were talking about the Devil and basically we're programmed to be people pleasers. Sometimes it's really difficult for us to step out of that. Sometimes if we feel like we say no to people, we feel guilty, and it's not so much as like it being wrong to say no to people. It's just how we've been programmed and conditioned. And then we've got the Three of Cups. Now, forgive me if I've already spoken about this card. I'm sort of jumping in after a long shift in a psychiatric ward. So the Eight of Cups is all about moving on to the next step of your life, the next journey. It's about one chapter closing essentially and another one opening. And I'm just going to put these fluffy bits behind my ears. Oh my God, my hair. But it's so cool. So I'm just not going to look at my face that much. And it's on a different phone as well. We're all good. So, and it is okay. This is, yeah, Page as well. Page of Pentacles. Page of Cups. And Cups is all about emotions. It's the element of water. This card represents your hopes and your fears, and it represents a romance, okay? When the Page of Cups comes into a reading, it's a very young card. He's come up quite a lot this December already. The Land is the subconscious. So the subconscious is represented by the water, and then also the Land is the conscious mind as well. And you can see it's a little bit wavy, but it's not too bad. Actually, the seas are quite settled. So basically what you're calling in. So you could be calling in a new relationship. You could be, but you're worried. You know, it's a big thing to go back on the dating scene, which is terrifying. I'm never going to do it ever again. And, you know, it's like, it's very difficult to gauge somebody online as well and through a dating app. So it is, there's like excitement, but there's also fear, because you do get some colourful characters out there on the dating apps as well. So, but it could be as well that you want to bring romance back into the relationship you already have. So whether this is the person that you've been deceitful to, or whether you're the one who's being deceived, you might be hanging on thinking like, so for example, if the person's been deceitful to you, you might be hanging on and thinking, well, maybe this was a one-time thing, it won't ever happen again, and maybe we could find that romance again. But if you're the one who's been deceitful, not necessarily deceitful, because if the relationship's not working and you feel drawn to someone else, it's very difficult, isn't it? And it's not how society views it as well. So it's a complicated one. It's like there's no right and wrong in this life. Essentially, we're here to live human experiences. So but always remember to, when you're doing something, the intention is not to harm someone else, because it comes back in karma. So it could be that you want forgiveness. It could be that you want forgiveness, you know. And also, like, if you're the one lying to yourself as well, you might be going, right, I'm lying to myself. I just want to see things for as they are, and call in that beautiful fresh romance. Now we've got quite a few cards here representing the outcome cards and the future cards. And it's really interesting because we've got the Queen of Wands and we also got the King of Wands. Now, but we've also got the Empress. Now the Empress, she's beautiful. She represents abundance. She represents the planet of Venus as well, so the planet of love. Like really very nurturing, very caring, very motherly as well. She's also the only card in the whole deck that's pregnant. So it could represent an actual baby coming into your future. It could be that you might discover you're pregnant and you've been trying for a while, or it could be a complete shock and surprise. So yeah, or it could be you are already a mother. So it can represent a few things. I don't want to scare people if they're like, oh God, no, I don't want a baby in my life. It could represent a number of different things. So take what resonates to you. But she does represent harvest and abundance and beautiful things coming in. And plentiful, you know, and love and nurture. And then you've got the King of Wands. Now remember, your desires card, what you desired was the Queen of Wands. And now she's articulated, she's very passionate, she's very fiery. She, you know, Wands represents passion and desires. It can also represent career. But she's very sexually mature as well. So that's what you want. That's like what you want to step into. Okay, so if you're a woman watching this might be what you want to step into. Okay, this might be the next best version of yourself. If this is a male watching it, you may be attracting in someone who is like that. Someone who can hold their ground, someone who can hold their authority, and someone who, like, you know, calls respect. And what I was going to say, someone who is no, she's the type of, I can't think of the word, but she's the type of person who, like, if you think about it, like drawing a moth to a flame, people are very attracted to her and her energy. So the King of Wands really mirrors, it's not the feminine, the male version of the Queen of Wands. So again, someone who's very sexually mature, someone who knows how to, you know, give pleasure to the other partner as well as themselves. You know, again, Wands is fire, passion, career, desires. Is a little bit of a rock star in a way, of the tarots. He's like, people can't be helped but drawn to him. Like, people are literally like, they just feel pulled. They're like, oh, what's he doing next? And people look up to him and they go like, oh wow, look what he's done. Wow, you know, he's really inspirational, highly motivated as well. So these are really strong cards together, especially as future cards. So that this relationship or this situation is really going to start turning around now. And things are going to happen with speed. Okay, this is the sword. Knight of Swords, Knight of Swords, and things are going to come in with speed, and it's one of the fastest moving cards in the deck as well. And you're going to be like, oh my God, what just happened? Like, oh, okay. So it's going to be like, it's going to surprise you. And then we've got, again, two great cards really sitting side by side. So, you know, these two are together. These support your future cards. So these are your outcome cards. Sorry. So we've got a pair here, we've got a pair here. So even though things may have been deceitful in the past and there could have been affairs, or this could be a divorce as well, but I really feel that the relationship is done, it's finished, and now you're starting the next chapter of your life, and boom, is it going to be amazing. You've got the King of Cups. Now he is very God, he's such a deep feeler. He feels deeply, he does. He can be a little bit shielded with his emotions. He's generally depicted wearing armor. So it's like he doesn't wear them on his sleeve. He's very emotionally mature, really understands the other person as well. And like, yeah, he's a real deep feeler. Represents Pisces as well. We've got the little fish in the background. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles. She is one of my favorite cards. Like, I aspire to be like the Nine of Pentacles. And then I'm going to move on to a Queen. But my future self, oh, yes. She is wonderful. She's highly respected. She's the queen of the household, okay, lady of the household. She lives in a mansion, like a mansion, really abundant. The growth, like, things take time to grow with her, but they're there to stay. So, like, lots of money and abundance as well, money coming in, stability, financial stability. She's sort of like, accountant wise, like intelligence wise, she's very good with money, like an accountant. Really good. And then she's also like a mixture of the Empress, because she's like one of the best moms there is. And so these are two really great cards. Very grounded person, deep feeler as well. But like Capricorns, because Capricorn is the element of earth. Like, just like the King of Cups, like, we feel so deeply, but we don't necessarily let our emotions rule us. So we feel deeply, but it's quite contained still. So yeah, really great pairing together. And I'm just going to finish off the reading with the ripple effect. Where did I put the book? It's been a really long day. Oh no, and on this phone I can't pause the readings either. The other phone I could pause it. Ah, where's the book? Alright guys, you're going to have to... I'm going to edit this. I'm going to attempt to edit this little section out whilst I go look for the book. Bear with. Right guys. I'm back with the book. Oh. Right, okay, this is going to be, well, do you know what, it is what it is. It is what it is. This is life. Nothing is perfect. The ripple effect. The ripple effect, 124. Oh, yes, part of something bigger. And we sort of knew that was coming, because, like, I always think of the domino effect when I hear about the ripple effect. So part of something bigger. And do you know what? Two people, okay? Again, a coupling. So really amazing. Oh, okay. Details are taken care of. Part of something bigger. When wind blows onto water, ripples are formed. If the wind is consistent and strong enough, those ripples become waves, and those waves have the potential to gather momentum every step of the way. This card delivers the message of the ripple, soon to become a wave. You're playing part in the collective ocean of change. Maybe you know the part that you play, or perhaps it's not clear. Your role in the collective ocean matters, and you're having an impact by the way you're showing up on your path. The ripple effect could be a sign that a project or creation is becoming bigger, or a bigger success than you may have previously thought it would be. Okay, and I want to jump in there with the Empress card. So this doesn't necessarily mean an actual birth. This could be the birthing of a new idea or new project, or something becoming very abundant and successful. The ripple effect card. Oh, I just read that, but I'm going to read it again. It could be a sign that a project or creation is becoming a bigger success than you previously thought it would be. Or it could be a sign that you're becoming part of something much bigger than just you. Perhaps you're one drop in a giant ocean, part of a constellation of souls here to create an impact on this world. The momentum is building. The details are being taken care of. Something swelling and growing. Don't get lost in the details. Rather, trust the momentum is building, and will continue to do so. Swim your own race. Don't look around you. Something's happening and you're an important part of it. Success and momentum are on their way. So, the healing waters activation. So, repeat after me. I surrender to the flow of my destiny. I welcome more trust, ease, and support every step of the way. Thank you so much, my beautiful people. And I hope you enjoyed that very glitchy tarot reading. Bye.